puppy. Yes, you're a good puppy dog. Yes, you're a good puppy dog. All right. So, come on, lay down. Hold on 1 second here. I gotta get myself something to drink. Hope you're enjoying a nice frosty beverage of your choice today. It's kind of warm out there. We just had a little storm roll through here about an hour and a half ago. Cooled the temperature down a little bit, but not much. Try here. Let's see. Yeah, discard the changes. Catch what it rains. We need duration. There we go. Live commentary. No. Oh, sorry, I'm doing some settings here on this. I don't know why. I just seem to have issues with going live. All right, and let me switch to live chat. Here we go. Okay, let me turn on light. There we go. Oh, look at this. Look at shit over. So this sign is like a good 4 foot tall, and if you saw the post, you saw what I'm working on. And what I did with these top 3 is just painted a base coat. This is Delta Ceramic Coat Wedgwood Green. It actually is it's an old color, I want to say, but it's been around, I should say. But the label is the newest label compared to the paper labels that keep falling off on me. This orange is actually Folk Art Mandarin. And you can see this little one here off to the side. This one is Delta Ceramic Coat Chamomile. I painted a background color on them. The background may or may not show through at all times, but at least I have a color for these. Now, of course, I'm not going to just leave these plain. I am this is what I'd like to do with these, because I can't just do things ordinary. I do like that picture. So this one here is probably going to be like this guy right here. It's a nice, I know it's a gourd, it's not a pumpkin, but you can paint these whatever you want. You could paint them rainbow colors. You can paint them all black. You can paint whatever purple. They're yours, whatever you want. You can do whatever colors you want to on this. So But for some of these ones here that have these lumps, this is something I'm going to, here we go. These lumpy ones. I didn't know that there was a specific, I didn't know there were names for some of these, but it's not there. The one I'm looking, so this guy up here is going to be like this. Come up here and see if it's up here. No, not there. There it is. Jaradale. It is a blue pumpkin with an orange inside. I'll try it. The warty goblin. That's one that I think I'm going to try for here. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm actually going to add a little 3D texture to it. I have this light modeling paste. And apologies if you join the chat. Yes, the chat is live. I do have it off to the side. But I can't, I'm not looking, I've got this in front of me. The computer's over here, so I can't really see any chats until I pause and actually look at the computer. But this light modeling paste, I've used it before on things like this where all of this has been sanded down. We get into the grooves and we sand down the grooves and everything really, really good. But every so often when you get one of these from Michael's, it's damaged. So I've actually used this to create sections that might have chipped off. And it works really good. You just let it dry and then you can paint right over it. And so it becomes kind of a, it is a modeling paste. It's kind of like the DAP plaster kind of stuff. I've actually thought of using that on this too. But the DAP you can't mix paint with. This I can mix paint with, but I don't know if I'm going to, because when you look at something like this, the warts are miscellaneous colors. I may actually lean towards the green here, and you can see there's different colors of shades of green on this. So I'm going to paint this guy first. I'm going to use this to apply the warts to, and where's my, there it is. I'm going to try an old cake frosting piping bag. I'm going to try it because it's got a nice little hole. And if it doesn't work, because these kinds of things, the lumps are very well rounded and lumpy, I might try it. I might not. I don't know. Because I didn't get a chance to run to the store to get more modeling paste. The paste actually, if you've used, pull this out, freshly fallen snow, that's kind of what this is like. But this is, I was going to try using this because this actually has a grit to it and this doesn't. It has a very, very super, like, micro fine grit. And you can sand it if you need to after the modeling paste. You can sand it. Freshly fallen so you probably could sand it too. But just is my only one. Delta doesn't make this anymore, so I kind of want to hold on for it for actual use of stuff that I want to put snow on. I have Eileen's True Snow is also one that you can use. Actually, let me put the lid on this because it doesn't need to be airing. Sometimes for some of these, to keep them a little bit longer, I will put saran wrap or plastic or something over top of the inside. Don't use a like a bag that you get from the grocery store. Don't use those. They will end up degrading and shredding, and then you get that in your stuff, and it's not good at all. Sometimes what I actually do is I will use here a Ziploc bag. I will cut this open and then put these over top of it, and then screw the lid down on it. These actually work pretty good too. So, or you can use saran wrap, whichever you prefer. But make do with what you got. I actually might pull that back out. I actually might use this, put the modeling paste inside of here, and use this to squeeze out, like cut the tip off, and just do the lumps of the paint that way. Sorry, the fly bothering me, and he better not bother me. If he knew what's going on here. Oh, what's going on? There we go. But anyways, this True Snow from Eileen's is also at ooh, wow, I've never opened this one before. So it is kind of like the paste. It's like it's like the snow. It gives a little, it does have a tiny bit of grit. But if you do something like this, you have to watch for the ones that say that they are glitter, that have glitter inside of them, and that's definitely not good. So this can be used, but I'm just not going to use that right now. I am sorry. Stuff in my drawers doesn't want to go. So, like I said, like here's another nice good picture. Oh, here's a good picture of these very grayish green pumpkins. So I'm going to have to layer a couple of things of paint to do this. And I'm not going to do, here's another good picture. That's kind of what I'm going for, this funky gray-green. What do they call them? Jarradale? Jarradale. So of the ones I'm going to do, each one of them is going to be like this. Like I can do a white one on top of them. There was this is a good picture too. See how these are like, that's kind of more like that kind of green. Then it's this grayish green color. My hands look so nasty. This guy, I'm actually going to do, yeah, kind of like him, even though there's a gourd like that one. Might put a little bit of red and green on it. I did sketch some of these out to try to see what, because I don't want to stack too many greens together. So I have here, there's the lumpy one. I do have two different kinds of oranges pumpkins there because there is a difference between them. There is there was another picture. Where is it? I think it's this one. Some of them can be a very deep orange, and others are more of a yellow orange, and that's what I was going to do here for this one. This one I'm actually going to do this, and I'm actually going to do that kind of this bicolor. Kind of like how that one is right here. It's got some interesting colors. There's another warty one. This is a nice one. The bottom one on this one, I think I am going to treat it like this. How it's nice. It's got the little bits of orange in it, but it's a very cream colored pumpkin. So I'm going to keep this off to the side. Ouch. Sorry. That's the other problem with having this this large of a thing on my table, and I don't have any room for it. I'm hitting my gooseneck that holds my phone. And I'm just, it's also a little hard for me to paint and show you at the same time because I want to move this where I can feel comfortable holding it. I can't move this down any further without moving stuff out of the way. Try to see if I can. There we go. There we go. Now he's a little better in a way. And I can't flip it around the other way because I don't have any room to my left side, so I have to keep it all to my right side. And normally I also keep my water stuff to the right side. I had to put it on the left. So put it there, put it there. Okay. If you find that you can't chat, I actually put the settings on that it is for subscribers only. So I do ask that you subscribe to the channel, because right now I don't make any money off of any of these, and it would be nice to be able to hit that 500 threshold so that I can actually start making a little extra side cash for these. Excuse me for one moment. Okay. So, so much stuff. I feel like I need to. So yes, for one time in a week, I'm not doing mandalas. I'm actually doing paints. So, to get that funky gray green, I actually don't have a color to truly match that. But how many paints do I have? I've got so many paints. So many that I've actually had to put them on these things to... Is that my sandstone? No, that's butter pecan. I use sandstone. Where's sandstone at? Doesn't look like it will. This is an old color. Apologies if you try to follow this, because I obviously have a lot of paints that are... So there's sandstone. I do like sandstone better. But I might put pecan as like a little bit underneath. What the heck here? What are you doing up there? Oh, there we go. So yeah, lots of different colors. Here's my oranges. Orange really isn't a color that's made much of. Like, I'm just not finding good oranges out there lately. There's the chamomile, that's that one. It's just weird. That is the mandarin color. See that it's just not... It's not a good deep orange. It's a nice light orange. And that's the weird thing now with all the new crazy pumpkins that are out there. There's actually coralish colored ones. So I might actually use, like, I've been seeing pumpkins that color. So this whole area, shade areas. This Fiesta Pink is probably one of the oldest colors that I have. That and Santa Flush. Dresden Flush. This AC Flush. That's also one of my oldest. Indiana Rose, that's also a very old one too. And yeah, that Fiesta Pink. Let me grab it. Where's that? Yeah, that is a very old color and very, very still active. this paint is at least 30 to maybe 35 years old. And it's still very good. I got it for 99 cents back then. Probably got it from Ames. Actually, I probably got it from the lady I used to do ceramics back in the day. That's actually what started it all. And she actually, these are some of my oldest ones. It's avocado. They call it a bisque stain opaque acrylic. It's natural touch dry brushing acrylic harvest gold. These are my oldest ones. And I have not found a green that comes close enough to how good this avocado is. This avocado is still good. And I have not found anything. Yes, that looks lumpy, but it is good in there. I've not found a good avocado green to match that anywhere. So those are some of my oldest of oldest. I mean, we're talking, when did I start doing that? 1985, 86. He's old. Okay. All right, back to this. Let's keep going. So I painted the sides. I don't want to tilt this up to the side. I painted the sides of it, but I didn't paint the inside of the eyes and the cut marks on these things because I'm going to be applying so much paint. I don't want to paint that and then have to go back in and paint it again. I want to paint that last. So I'm painting decorating the outer edge of the pumpkins first, and then I'll get into this. So, all right, we're going to move this model paste off to the side. And where did those go? There they are. Now, find my brush. So we're going to do a little sponging. It's called dry brushing. Actually, no, don't want to do it there. Go up here. Like I said, I don't like to wow, you're a lot. I don't think I have a replacement for this. I don't think I have much of it left at all. Interesting. Okay. Let's try it old-fashioned way here. So you just put a little bit on your tip of your paint brush. Let me zoom in on that a little bit and see if you can see it. So just have a little bit. I'm just going to drag it off. And you just You don't want it to glob. You want it to just be dry brushed on. I don't like mixing paints. You really can't see this very well because I always have a fear that I'm not going to get that same color again. Like when you go to a paint store and you get a special paint mix, and they never get the color right between one bucket to another bucket to another bucket sometimes, and you have to mix all the buckets together so that you get the right colors that you want. And I don't care for that. So I always have a fear that if I mix up a small thing of paint to apply, I'm not going to get that color ever, ever, ever again. That just may be the little perfectionist in me for that. No, that's not getting my pumpkin the way I want it to be. So I'm only going to tube the top to about here down because I may want to put some shadows up on this side to have it grow up. Maybe. Don't know. Yeah, full guard Barbican. It's a beautiful color. I love it. It's a nice, very neutral color. Hi, puppy. How are you? Hi, puppy. How are you? I'm cleaning my brush off to the side. Sorry, did you want to lay down underneath me? Okay. So all I'm doing is really just squeezing the water out of my brush. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to set that off to the side a little bit. I'm going to put that back. I'm wondering if I should put a little gray. Really don't want to put gray. Don't do sandstone because that's great. All right, so breaking down into gray. Is it raining again? No. Trying to find a gray. I don't think I. Mudstone. That's actually a nice one. Do mudstone. I'm going to do a lighter gray. No. That one's not quite the same hue. None of these really are. And this is why I have so many colors, because you just get enough hue to move around, to hues to match. That one's actually good. Oh, let me do mudstone. Mudstone and dark green. Don't want it to be. Let's see if I can move this down a little bit more so you can see it a little bit better. So you can see a little bit of the color that I applied there and there. Okay, mudstone. Oh shit. Almost did that with the lid off. That wasn't good. Okay, I don't normally like doing this, but I am going to do it for this one because I'm actually going to use the sponges. I'm going to take this nice big fat sponge. I hate doing this because I feel like it's a waste of paint. So I'm going to just drizzle a little bit, just a little bit. And if it's warm out like it is today, you end up losing all this paint. So I'm taking this and I'm going to I don't want it to be I want you to see the green underneath it here. Actually, let me do something else here too. Oh, jeez. Scare me. use blue tape. You can use frog tape is also a good one. I like frog tape. Frog tape's good to use. But I like to use this because it's very okay. And let me keep myself from. There we go. Yeah, see, this is dry already, and I don't want that. I just want. This is kind of another way to dry brush. It's just sponging it on. I love these little adapters. And these are nice because with the acrylics you can rinse them out. What was that? Mudstone. These ceramic coats labels always peel off. The new ones especially, these. And just for the heck of it, that's Wedgwood. If I add a pinch of Timberline in it, like that. Oh yeah, there we go. I can't really see that with the light. So that's all I did was just add a little pinch of the cream to it. And I have that over here this time too. Oops, way too much there. Make happy little pumpkins. Had an art teacher that hated Bob Ross. I really hate. I mean, she was from Europe, and she said that style of painting was basically street painting. Like you see, if you go to New York City or any city that has street artists out on the side, that they'll make you an instant painting right there on the spot. And she said that and actually, when you look at, if you know the history of Bob Ross, he actually took it from Alexander, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember his last name. I just remember the way he would say Prussian blue, and Grinsen. He would just a big thick accent that he had. He taught Bob Ross how to do the paintings, and then Bob Ross got his show started with PBS, and then that kind of took over. And it's sad what's going on with the licensing, his family, I hope, gets that settled, but I don't think they will. But anyways, she said that his stuff was just street art. It wasn't. Yes, there are some that people do it, but to create something that fast and not not really work with it, but not I don't know, just she just wasn't too thrilled with it. She said that he would start out good and then he would find something and ruin it. And I kind of agree. Some of the things that he did would be like, oh no, don't put that tree to, it doesn't belong there, that kind of thing. But yeah, she didn't care for him much at all. So, but now everybody kind of loves him. I think they got this stuff on YouTube. So, yeah, we're kind of a grayish green. I'm going to actually go back over it with a little bit of this, of the stone wedge green. So give it a little bit of, actually, should I do mossy meadow? Ooh, no, that's too much. That is not a gray green. That is a light olive green. Don't like that. No. This is also another old one of mine, Boston Fern. I could apply it down through the cracks of it, but I think those... Yeah, it does get a little bit of... But I don't want this color. I want it to be a funky green. Like the timberline. Just going over here. Actually, I do feel like it needs a little bit of something. Colors are just not hitting me right. Let me take this timberline green. Yeah, that actually shouldn't be that. This is oh, there we go. An English U green. Pop that bubble. That's a nice one. Okay. I should have actually put this down first. All right, this guy's going down in the centers. Yes, puppy, I see you. I know. Somebody didn't feed you yet. Come on, get underneath the chair. And yes, I'm not doing this precise because I actually want... These pumpkins aren't precise. When you look at the detail, when you look at them really, really close up, you don't see you see that they're not a straight line. They're not perfect. They've got I want to make sure that my that the wood is completely covered in spots. So I might see some spots here and there. That looks really, really dark on camera, and that's really weird because it's not here. I do have a video I'm working on, special video that I'm working on for a to release on September 2nd. That is the anniversary of my dad passing away. He loved to watch YouTube. He would watch... One he really liked to watch was the girl giving huskies baths. She had has a grooming business, and I think she's in Alaska or something. And she's constantly films giving huskies a much needed bath and trimming and grooming, and he liked watching that. So I should have started my YouTube channel when he was around, but I didn't. I just had other things going on. But he would always tell me that, oh, I watch this stuff on YouTube. Oh, I watch this on YouTube. Oh, I watch this on YouTube. So I got to realize that YouTube can be a little more, not just information, but that some people at YouTube might be only the only thing that they have to watch. So that's why I figured, some people would just want to sit and watch somebody paint. So that's what I'm doing. If you'd like to chat, again, the chat is open. It is open to subscribers only. So if you want to, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, put them there. I will try to keep an eye on it. All right. So let me do this other little thing here. Where I like this. I like where I'm getting the green, gray. But I'm going to do... Oh, what the hell? I'll just put it here. Puppy, what are you doing? There. What are you doing, puppy? Oh, that's not it. Yeah, give me that. This will work. Yeah, I don't want that to get paint on everything else. All right. Yeah, give me just a little bit. All right. So I'm actually going to dab a little bit of that English U around there. Can't quite see it. I don't know if I put it in the post. These are not for sale. They would be impossible for me to to try to ship. So I have a few of these. I have actually I have 4 of these really. The first time Michaels came out with this, it only came with 4 pumpkins. The next year, Michaels came out with it, they added this pumpkin. So this pumpkin, the gourd-shaped pumpkin, and the regular pumpkin, and the small squat pumpkin, those were in the first set. And it did really good. It looked really cute and everything. And that was the first one that I started to use and painted. I actually haven't finished it yet. So I need to finish it. So these ones I'm probably giving to family. Yeah. What's nice with the sponging is that I can do it left-handed too. There we go. And you don't want the sponge, you don't want the circle of the sponge to be seen. You don't want a lot of paint on the thing. I'm only got just a little tiny bit of paint on here. And I'm just dabbing it and I'm twisting it as I go. What you are not seeing is that detail. Okay. Okay. Still feel like it needs a, I don't want to put gray on it. See if I can put this up so you can see a little bit better. Okay. Just 2 drops. I don't know if you can see this when I do this. I'm actually pulling, I'm not pushing the sponge right into the paint. I'm actually putting it off to the side and pulling it away. And that's kind of how you do with dry brushing with this thing too. You're pulling it away from it. You just want a little bit on the sponge. And what's nice is if I like go over it too much, I can go back over it because it's a dark color, and I can. The nice thing with the acrylics is after they dry pretty good. I'm not putting a lot on here either, but after it dries, yeah, that one was a mess. I can sponge over it with any of the other colors that I've done so far. And I'm not going to go around the face because it's the lines that I'm after. Although, probably could put a little bit sponge under Just a hint. Just a hint. Don't want to overdo it. Don't want him to look like he's got caught in the rain mascara eyes. Just want it to be a little bit. Okay, last one. Sorry, you're hearing this. Okay. Kind of like it. Maybe not. Sorry, I'm trying to clean off my sponge. You know your sponge is clean when you take a towel. And yep, you're still dirty. Okay. Try again. A little bit better. And there. That's clean. Okay. So I want to. I feel like I'm going to have to. I still feel like it needs a tiny bit of gray. Ooh, I really don't want to put gray in it. Hi, Julia. Thanks for joining. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to put a little bit off to the side. Oh, you're not late. I actually thought I was going to put this at 4 o'clock, and then I realized, oh no, it's at 3. And I was giving the dogs a bath and cleaning them off and toweling them down and stuff. And then I looked at the clock and thought, oh, okay, it's 2:45. And then I thought, oh, I better get up here and double check to make sure that I didn't apply this to 4 o'clock and that did it for 3 instead. I should have done it at 4. All right. Move. I wish I had a bigger room. Sorry, this painting has been unofficially brought to you by Nerds. I have to pour them in a cup so I can eat them. All right, let's apply a little bit of gray to this. I don't think I'm gonna like it. Maybe. Not bad, actually. So what I should do is I should mix. I hate doing that. Where we go? Ooh, homemade pizza would be good. I'm going to make I have some cod in what I had in the freezer from Costco for a couple weeks. I'm like, yeah, I need to make that cod. So I'm gonna make that tonight. But pizza's been good. I've been kind of hungry for good greasy pizza. Ah, look at that. I dropped paint on my thing. I was taking a couple layers of paint to get what I really want out of this. Actually, good pizza. Sal made pizza for us when we were first together. Oh my god, it was delicious. He kind of like overdid it. He made like almost like a Chicago deep dish kind of pizza. But it was delicious, and everything on it was perfect. I've like it was super thick. It was like 2-inch thick. I'm not quite sure if I'm liking the gray, but oh, it was good. And last year we were making our own. We were actually during the pandemic. We made our own pizzas and stuff. It was okay. Not as good as the first one he made me. And Sal's downstairs having a afternoon snooze, so I don't have a moderator. And my computer is over here to my right because this thing is taking up my whole table. And so I have to actually stop and pause and look to see if anybody chatted. Okay. This needs something. I don't know what. It's not. I feel like I'll be applying paint over paint over paint over paint to it. What I'm trying to, hold on a sec. You're where that came from. There we go. Again, I'm just dry brushing this on. I'm not really applying a thick layer of it. I'm just sponging it, drying it, and dry brushing. I mean, I'm kind of, it's weird. Your colors and the thing is just not getting it. This is the kind of pumpkin that I'm aiming for. Not really getting it. It's another shot of it. It's going to take me a while to get happy. It is just like a really weird gray. I should just abandon the green and go gray. I probably should. I don't want to do white because then white would be too much. This gray that I have, this cadet gray, it is lighting it up a little bit. Just don't. I may have to mix colors together. I hate doing that. I'm just not. It's just all one big experiment. You just come up with something. I may have to come back to this. Come up with something else. It's weird. The color on this and that you see in the screen does not match what I'm seeing in person. It's like almost there. It's weird. Drip. There, I got a big gob of gray, right? Is, but anyways, those pumpkins are a very weird, strange color. People always say, laugh and saying, well, there's a color that's not found in nature, but actually that is found in nature because it's those funky, weird, grayish green pumpkins. Plop. It's getting there. I think now that I've applied a little bit of gray to it. I didn't want to do gray, but I think I needed to put gray. It's actually getting there now. Okay. I'm getting a little like, if I put that back. Nope, I think it needs to be that gray. Okay. Actually, I got so much paint on that, I need to rinse that out. Okay, that's going in there. Oh, hi, Rhonda. It's probably going to take, yeah, it's actually, this, if you want to call it, it's called English U green, but it's a very, get the lid open on it. It's a very dark drab olive. Applied that to the insides so that it gives it a little bit of depth. And I'll probably go through and add little highlights on it. But for right now, I'm good with that. All right. And actually, you know what I should do? Or should I? Yeah, I should. Just so I remember what colors I used. 138, 129, 2, 43, 1, 45, 1, and 136. In case I need to come back to it. So, and I'm going to try to move along here. I'll let that sit. I'll think about it. All right, let me put my colors back. 38 goes back here. 129. 36. 45 and 41. 40. No. 45 is here. Oh, there's 40. Oh, I forgot that one too. Where'd my paper go? Yeah, I'm probably going to make some, although I wouldn't mind, pizza. I got cod fillets. Oops, that I've got in the fridge thawing. So I'm gonna make that. I figured that it would be a little cool here. We didn't get much rain. Doesn't look like it's raining anymore here. Got my two weather girls in the chat. All right. This guy, let's see what I did. That's okay. These pumpkins aren't perfect. And this one's going to be different. Okay. Throw my tape. All right. I am going to cheat, and I am going to do this. All right. This guy is going to be... where's my picture that I found? That's not it. There we go. The warty pumpkins. Going to try to attempt these ones on the next one. But this is kind of going to have to be saved for next week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this modeling paste and I'm going to put it in this bag. I was going to use a frosting bag with a pipe. I might try that on another one. I just don't have enough modeling paste to put it in to that type of thing, so I'm going to just do the small. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some modeling paste in this, cut the tip, and use this as like a piping bag. And I'm going to try to create lumps on this. And then I'll let this dry, and the next Sunday I'll come back and paint them. Because it usually takes, how long it takes to dry. It says it's water resistant, permanent, non-yellowing, and water resistant when dry. I could mix it with the paint, but in things like this, how they are multicolors, and I don't want to do that. I want to leave it like that, and then I'll play around and paint over them. It does dry. Specifically formulated to be used in applications where weight is a factor, used to build heavy textures and three-dimensional forms on rigid supports, which is what I'm doing. It will crack if it's applied to a flexible surface. I don't have to worry about that. After dry, I can apply paint to the surface. So on one of these, I'm going to try this. On another one, I actually might try that DAP stuff that you use on your walls to fill in holes and stuff. The dry is pink when you put it on, and then dries white when it's dry. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to try some ugly warty pumpkins. No, that's not what I wanted. So where are they saying Hurricane Aaron is supposed to land? Is it supposed to I thought I saw something that it was not going to hit the US? I saw the video of them going through and showing the eye wall and the inside of the thing. That was neat. All right. Actually, okay. So yeah, this is like, this has the consistency of like a can of icing. If I stir it up more, I will get more out of it. But it is really, really thick. Like when you get a can of icing and it's hard to stir at first. So, all right, let's try this. So yeah, to see. Okay, so I get some. Okay. I was wondering. I was actually watching on patrol last night, and they had to go to the Margaritaville Hotel in Daytona Beach for disturbance. And there was a house across the street that had this funky shutter, and I had to like really think about the shutter. Like, why in the world they got a shutter like that? And then I'm like, oh, it's a hurricane shutter. That's what it is. All right. I'm not going to use much of this because, like I said, I didn't get a chance to go out and buy any more. So if this works and I don't get a chance to get out and get more of it, it's just an 8-ounce size. Because these things are expensive. They're like 16 to 18 bucks for this. I probably grabbed this on a clearance at one of the places that, one of the craft stores around here that ended up going under or something. I don't think I got it from Joann's. Probably was another. There was a store here in Pittsburgh called Packetans that was bought out by Michael's, and that is probably, they purged everything, got everything rid of out of Packetans. Instead of just changing over the name, they just purged the whole store and made it that. So I'm going to just manipulate this a little bit so that it's, don't have any pockets. Okay. Got a big bubble right there. I don't want that. All right, let's try this. Hopefully this works. Yeah, I know. If I really, 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 really want icing, buttercream is my favorite icing. The canned stuff, I really don't. I don't use much at all. But buttercream icing. My mom and I used to make cakes a long time ago, and I don't know. I think she took her stuff back. Actually, I'm going to trim just a little bit off if I can get a hold of it. So I think my mom took all of her. I'm having a heck of a time trying to cut the tip off of this thing. Come here. Where are you at? Where are you at? There you are. We had all the Wilton tips and bags and things. And so I can pipe a cake if I need to. Haven't made a cake in a long time. I don't do much baking around Christmas. Sal actually loves to bake around Christmas. Although he hasn't done it lately. It's just because it's hard for him to stand and do it. But he oh my gosh, he would plot out however many Christmas cookies he was going to be making from here to all the different kinds and all the bars and the lemon bars that he would make were just absolutely amazing. And he would make those. All right, so let's make. Oh yeah, this will work. Because those lumps aren't perfect. So this stuff is going to have to dry. And I'm not going to... And I could take like a little tool and go over them, but I want them to have that lumpiness. It's giving me a nice, good lumpy texture to it. I'm not. I want them to be lumpy, but I don't want them to be... I don't have enough stuff to do a ton of lumps. Starface pumpkin. Yeah, but Sal would make a bunch of cookies. And I would take some into work. He would take some into work, but he would plan the whole weekend. Like, okay, I'm gonna make this. We're gonna make. He'd make elfin shortbread, is what they were called. They were basically shortbread cookies that had jimmies in them, and those were good. And he would make cranberry shortbread. That was also good too. Yeah, this needs like... It almost... Actually, you know what? Ooh. Instead of using this, if I took that, the foam stuff and put that on, that would almost create the most perfect lumps, because that stuff just grows and expands. The problem is I need it to be very small. I don't need it to be huge the way they have that. Oh, I might have to go downstairs and get some of that for another one some other week. Pull him up into there. As I'm doing this, it's like, yeah, that would be perfect for that kind of stuff. And I probably could also paint that with this stuff too. All right, I'm going to fill. I would need to find a way to pipe it really fine so that it doesn't expand and get huge. Yeah, I do agree, Rhonda. My leaves are actually starting to turn, and I'm starting to lose leaves out in the front yard. So, and I have two. Um, I think they're called Norway maples. They're huge, and their leaves are like really um, thick and leathery. They make for great shade trees, but their leaves are like so thick, and you'll try to clean them up, and they just get so nasty. And you have to empty out a bag, empty out a bag, empty out a bag, empty out a bag. You know what? For a quick pinch, this actually is working pretty good, but I do want to try that foam stuff because that one, that'll make it really quick, and two, it actually does. I can make lines go down because I don't have enough of this to go around. And he needs a beauty mark there. My dogwood out back is already starting to change colors. And some of my flowers are already like giving up and saying, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah, I bet you that foam stuff would work really good. I've made things with the foam stuff outside in the yard. I've made toxic waste barrels. There's a place near here. It's called Delalo's. They have olives and stuff that are brought over from Italy, and they're in these great big giant barrels, like 55 gallon barrels. And I bought a couple, and made took that foam and sprayed it onto it to make it look like it was stuff coming out of the barrels, like it was really, really nasty, like biohazardous kind of stuff. And then I took bright green paint and painted the foam, and they turned out really, really cool. Every so often I pull them out, and they're still the foam is still sticking to it. I mean, I don't remember when I made those. I think I made them in, oh geez, I can't remember when I made those. I'll have to look at my photos. But and then the other year I took the foam and put took chicken wire. I took a metal ring that's for wreaths and put chicken wire over it, and then took that foam and made giant pumpkins. And the pumpkin heads were like, oh, good 20 so inches big. And I hung them in the trees and put lights inside of it so that the lights shone through the through the cage of the chicken wire of the thing. They turned out really cool too. I might get them back out this year and put them back up. But they were really neat. So I've used that foam for lots of things. And this is working. I did, but it's, come on, get in there. I'm the only one that decorates in the whole, or at least on our, we live on the top of a hill. So I'm the only one that decorates on our top of the hill, really, for Halloween. I've made a lot of things by hand for Halloween, and then we only get like maybe 6 kids, 8 kids. It sucks because all of the kids go down the street to the bottom to get all the candy down there, and none of those kids come up here to get candy, which is stupid because when we were kids, we would, go anywhere and anywhere we possibly could to get candy because it was the only time that people would give you free candy. And so I'll put more goo there. Give him a big gob. Put more on that one. So we don't get many kids. And this year I might do because of the cost of everything going up, I might actually just give out large bars, and for some of the little kids I've been wanting to like collect things. I like to give out things that the kids can use. I don't want to give them just candy. So I like to give them some art stuff, and to get them to do things. Give them pencils and stuff because I know they probably need some for school and things. Okay, this is but we have had some good scared some kids. The first year he did, I made a big giant spider and I put it across the thing, and I had little like small like kid size skeletons laying around the spider, and this one little boy and his sister came walking up. Sister didn't pay any attention. She just walked right on through because she's like, "Oh, candy!" And she just walked right on through. And a little boy stopped at our gate and looked up at the spider and saw I had like a cocooned person, the body hanging underneath the spider. And the kid just paused for a little bit, and I said, "Oh, don't worry. The kids had the spiders had her dinner," and he took off running. He didn't want to do it. And then when I was decorating the yard for the next year, the mom and the kids stopped by, and the mom laughed, saying, when I was decorating the yard, she's like, "He says he's not scared this year. He's going to come into the yard." Okay, that is cool. It's going to be a pain in the butt to try to paint underneath it. I probably should have done a different color for it, but I'm good there. Let me put a little bit of gob right there. That worked to a degree. It's not bad. Okay. Yeah, the one year we had a really bad. I had decorated the yard kind of cool, and we had a really bad storm, windstorm more than anything. It was rainy, nasty. We didn't have hardly any kids went out trick-or-treating that day. And we went out. We had dressed up as Day of the Dead stuff, and we went to a local Mexican restaurant to because if you dressed up and showed up at the restaurant, you got a free margarita. So we obviously took advantage of that and got a very good margarita, and came back home, and the thing that Sal and I had built in the front yard flipped over, and half of it broke. So, but my mom likes to come over and do Halloween because she doesn't really get trick-or-treaters in her area, and Sal does the treats. I always do the trick. I will stand out on the street, and I'll tell him, okay, there's 2 kids coming or something, just to give a heads up to him so that he knows how many bags he needs to grab and stuff. And I stand out in the street, and I will hold I might hold a basket or something, and the kids usually come up to me to try to get it, that you've got a basket, you've got obviously candy. So, but I don't have candy. I will have something like a can of beans or a can of dog food or a rubber snake or something, and I will try to get the kids to get that, and they'll be like, "Ew, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't know." So I'm like, well, if you want candy, then you got to go into the yard. And Sal will be sitting there, and he won't give them candy until they say trick or treat. And they have to say the magic words. But when but my mom's been coming down, and she's been helping me do the trick because we've one year we took she dressed up as like an old biddy, you know, an old lady. We had this long white wispy wig and put it on her, and we got a rocking chair out front and sat there, sat in the rocking chair, and she sat there and scared the kids with the she had a skull, but she was holding it like it was a little baby, and she was holding it and rocking it back and forth, and she'd ask the kids if they wanted to see your baby, and then she'd show them the skeleton and they'd freak out. And the other year I made like a fortune teller thing that I was the head in the bubble glass for like to thing. And so we had a big box from something, and I made this fortune teller booth for her, and we sat out on the yard, and she would lift up the thing, and it'd be my head underneath the head in the thing, like I was a headless thing sitting in a box. So, hi, Cat in Virginia. But, okay, so that one's going to be fun. All right, give me one moment here. I've got to move this aside because I've got to clean my paintbrushes here real quick. That actually worked good with the modeling paste. But I do want to try the foam stuff and see how that works. Because that really, the way that the foam stuff comes out, it makes giant lumps. So, all right, give me one moment here. I gotta clean some paintbrushes. One thing I also try to do as a trick is I always have silly string. And so when the kids come by, sometimes I'll get them with the silly string first, and then I normally always get the kids, trick them when they come out of the yard and they're just like, hey, okay, I got, next, ready to move on to the next house. I'll say, oh, hey, wait, you forgot something. And then I'll hit them with the silly string, and they will just get like, no, and they start running off. And they get a kick out of that. It's just too funny. One year for extra money sound, I actually worked at Party City for Halloween. That was fun. We'd show up on weekends and try to help some kids get their Halloween costumes for the year. Kind of sucks that Party City went under. They had some good stuff. All these stupid hedge fund companies buying up the places and then closing them because they don't know how to run the business. They just only know how to buy the business and run them into the ground, like they did with Toys R Us and Joann's. Pretty soon we're not going to be able to buy anything in the store. We're going to be buying everything online. You're not going to be able to see if a shirt fits you until you get it home and try it on and it doesn't work. And then you try to return it and it didn't work. Okay, almost back. Oh, I would love to have a 250 trick-or-treaters. Oh, man. Like I said, I'm lucky if we get 10. Because all the kids just want to go down the hill to get the trick-or-treats. Nobody down the hill wants to come up the hill to get candy. It's like, come on, somebody, give them a ride up here or something, or let them walk all over the place. Kids do what they want. So, all right. All right, this guy. So I'm going to let this dry because it's going to need to dry. And then next week I'll come back and paint the lumps. Guy, since it is kind of more like a gourd. And since you guys are joining, what is that? Oh, jeez. Oh. It's kind of what I did. I sketched out what colors and how I wanted them to look. So I'm doing this one here. And this one I kind of want to do, if I can find the picture again. Should probably click on it, open it. So this one here is going to be that one at the very bottom. Then I will probably work on that. But this guy, trying to find the picture of him. Mm-hmm. No. So I do want to try to find what I don't know what those have anything to do with pumpkins. All right, let me look types of gourds. There he is. I know he's not exactly like this thing, the shape of this, but hey, you can paint them whatever you want. So what I did was on this one, this is the base color is this, it's called chamomile. Close enough, that's what I was saying. Yes, puppy dog. Yes. 2 puppy dogs got a bath today, so they are all nice and clean. Smells good. So yeah. I know I've seen other pictures. We actually went out to we should probably do it again. Go for a drive and there's some nice ones too. And I don't know if those are real. That says Bath Garden Center. Interesting. We sometimes go out for a ride. There we go. There's some nice ones. Go out for a ride. And normally, roadside stands have a bunch of that's a nice one. They're just so mottled and so crazy. Yes, puppy dog. Yes. Ooh, those are lumpy. And I kind of like that. It almost looks like they. Wonder if they poured. No, that's how they look. Because look at that. That's. Yeah. Those are weird and lumpy. So, I should have opened and saved the pictures of the ones that I found so that I know, oh yeah, I want to do that. All right. All right, so I'm going to do the orange. I'm going to keep these lines. Now, the nice thing also this model paste that I have is that if I wanted to fill in these router lines that they did on this thing, I could use this model paste easily and fill in these lines and do it things. The other nice thing about these things is that they're reversible. If I want to paint something on the other side, I can do that. Like, so for 1 year, if I want to have these set up, or if I'm, want to do rainbow or all black on the other side, or like I said, all purple or something on the other side of them, I could do that. I can make pink, purple, and pink, purple, and white ones, and I'll even put metallic on them. I could, if I wanted to do the unicorn spit on them, I could do that. That would be neat too. But I'd have to be careful that unicorn spit doesn't leak over to this side. So those would have to be hand painted. Whoops, that's not what I want. Where is the photo? There you are. Okay. So it is really orangey orange. The ones from the other weekend that we did live, they turned out neat. I had to the starbursts that we did. I haven't done anything more with them. They've been sitting down in the garage, but I did other ones. Actually, I'll show you these guys. Oh, these turned out so cool, and I did not do these. This is unicorn spit. This is a tombstone, and I did the purple unicorn spit down here and the green up there, and then you tilt it to get it to run down into the thing. And I will paint these and the trim around it a little better. But it turned out I really liked it. And then I thought, maybe I should just do some purple and green are usually Halloween colors. But then I wanted to play with, I always play with the the unicorn spit sparkling. never really play with the other ones. And I have these two plain. Hold on a second. Let me pull this off up a little higher so you can see it. There we go. I have these tombstones that I got when Joann's went out. And so I took the matte the matte unicorn spit, not the sparkling kind, and did the same treatment to it and got this. I love it. Absolutely love it. I should have made the second one just like this. I've took the red and splotted it around. I don't know what I want to paint, what I want to put on it. I'm going to put something on it. I might put like Never Trust the Living or something like that on it. I'm not quite sure, but it's going to get something, but I love it. That is so cool. And it's, as I figured I had to do one with the matte and one with the sparkling, and this is the sparkling one. And it's kind of a muted version of that one, but it's still really cool. I'll put something on this one too. But they turned out really neat. Both of them turned out really neat. I will play around with those and come up with something cool. So, Never Trust Twilight. Zoom down a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Oh, now pick a color. Orange. Let's pick orange. How many paints do I have? I've got enough that I have to put popsicle sticks of them so that I know what colors I have. All right, I'm actually going to go with this color of orange, and it's called Squash Blossom appropriately. I will be honest, I have not watched any of the Twilight things because I am an Anne Rice vampire fan. Twilight was just, I started to watch it, and I think my other issue with it was who's the Kristen Stewart? She was just too weird. I didn't really care for her. So, but yeah, I'm just not didn't really care for her. So, okay. Woohoo! Oh, that is a bright orange. All right. Paintbrush. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Get a drink. Oh, I'm not even going to do 50 Shades. No. I think the same author wrote both of them, right? The Vampire and the Twilight and the 50 Shades, I think. But no, I don't. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm just not into that. And like I said, Twilight just seemed too... Not really that they romanticized it too much. It I don't know. But Kristen Stewart just turns me off. Same way as Tom Cruise did. And I was really pissed when Tom Cruise was chosen to be in Interview with a Vampire back then. But he actually didn't do too bad of a job. He actually wasn't bad, but I still don't watch any of his stuff. He did good as Lestat, but I liked I can't remember the other guy's name that became Lestat in the second one that was the Queen of the Damned. I really liked that one. That was a good book. I really liked that one. So this paint isn't very opaque. It is definitely showing a lot of the chamomile color underneath, which is totally fine. I keep getting hairs everywhere. This I'm probably going to have to do it one way. So I'm wondering where I should put the blue, or sorry, the line of the green. I'll probably have to make it, I don't know if I want to do it straight across. It's like some of these. See, that is pretty much a kind of a straight across line. Yeah. Think about it. But I got on Interview with a Vampire, I actually found that because if you ever listened to Sting, his first solo album, The Dream of the Blue Turtles, he has a song in there called Moon Over Bourbon Street. And the liner notes to the album says that the song was inspired by Interview with a Vampire. And I didn't know much about it, and I actually found it at at our local library. And I was all excited about it, and I read it, and then I'm like, okay. And I went out and bought the book so I could read it again and have it for my own collection. And then I have The Vampire Lestat and The Queen of the Damned, and oh good heavens, I have quite a few of her books. Anne Rice was very good. I'm glad her son is writing. But her books were a lot. I don't know. I think they made you feel mortal or immortal. And made you realize that it's, you can't live forever. And I'll just put a Need you to think about what you have. I'm wondering if I should just do it straight through here. Let me see. Hold on a sec. We can figure this out. Actually, oh, let me cheat. Not really cheat. I'm just. Come on. Oh. Yes, The Queen of the Dam. The book was awesome. I the ending, what she did at the ending of the book, which just was crazy, but it it was good. I liked. All right, so should I put green there? I'm just using this green as a thing so that I can see whether or not if I do. I don't want green down too low, and I don't want green across the top of the mouth. I think green would go right there, right at the top. That works. I'll be good with that. So, while I've got this, where are all right. I cannot see that line whatsoever. Let me do green. I have is it Tales of the Blood Thief? Is that the I think that's the one that Lestat becomes human? I think that's what it is. I don't think I finished. Well, he does. It's through I want to say through like a witch's spell or something. He becomes human or something like that. It's I did not finish that one. I want to say it's called Tales of the Body Thief. It's not that I can't remember if he becomes human or if he like conscious goes into an actual human or something like that. And I could be totally wrong because, like I said, I did not finish the book. I just remember people. I remember there was a big stink about it made because they put it in modern day, and at the time AIDS was a really, 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 really big thing that you didn't know what was going to happen. And for some reason, they've made a stink about it because, okay, if you're a vampire and you suddenly become, you're not immortal or anything like that. What happens if you catch AIDS? I don't know. There was a weird thing about it. I don't remember it all. And I think there's also the vampire Armand too. She wrote a book for him about his stories. I think that no. Who was it? Crap! You're gonna make me look it up. Hold on. I also haven't her Mayfair witches. Come on, give me your list. Okay. Interview with a Vampire, Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned, Tale of the Body Thief, Memnoch the Devil, The Vampire Armand, Merrick, Blood and Gold, Blackwood Farm, Blood Canticle, Prince Lestat and the Realms of Atlantis, and Blood Communion, A Tale of Prince Lestat. Tales of the new vampire series is Pandora, Vittorio the Vampire, and the Lives of the Mayfair Witches is The Witching Hour, Lasher, and Taltos. Yes, I somehow, I did not. I think I have Tale of the Body Thief and Memnoch the Devil and Armand. I might have them in my collection, but I don't think I've read them. But, it said she died of a stroke in 2021. That's what my dad died from. But I do have something on September 2nd to a little memorial piece for him. I'm working on a little project. It's from my brother. He wanted it. He has not seen it. I'm hoping that I can give it to him Labor Day weekend, see him for a moment and give it to him so that he can, he wanted this sign to hang up. In his camper for my dad, because him and my dad would go out camping and go fishing. My dad was also a hunter. And so I made a sign for him. I think he'll really like it. I do a lot of stuff. I mean, I paint, I craft, I make things. But this sign, I have a Cricut. I will make vinyl stickers and things like that and put them on my car and things, and I'll put them on my computer. But I also do a little bit of wood burning. I've done some wood burning stuff. Okay. So I don't know if you can see this. Well, I'm like right in here. I'm not I'm not going to put this as a solid coating of the orange on it. I want to see the color behind it and the little things, because those pumpkins and gourds aren't always they're not a solid set color. So I am going to leave some of this together so that you see the color shine through on the bottom. Oh, cool. Yeah, I actually have a little collection of, I've did stamping for a while. The only things I have not done is blown glass or stained glass. I would love to do that. There's a person I follow on Threads that does, they make stained glass things, plants that make them look like succulents. They're absolutely gorgeous. I want to buy one, just one or two, and send it to my mom, because I know my mom would get a kick out of that. She's every time we go into Lowe's, she's like, "Wait a minute, gotta stop and look at the succulents. I gotta see what they got." So I do, and I would love to buy her one, but I think the person is in, I want to say they're in Manitoba, Canada, somewhere up there. But they make some really cool things. I don't know what they're. I can't remember what their handle is, or oh, that's okay. It's gonna get painted. Normally I freak out, but I'm like, nope, that's good. All right, let me put you guys touch up. I'm not worried about that because it's going to get painted over by the dark green. So 252. Okay. But yeah, he looks cool. All right, that goes back there. Now to find a super dark green, because that is a very, very dark green on those things. And I've got so many of this. I've got so many of these paint things. I actually think. Okay, don't need any of those. I really need. It almost needs to be like one of these two colors. I almost might use that one. Pine green. Dark forest green. I have one up here that is, there it is, black green. Actually, that might actually be used too. That's one of my older paints that I have. That one's also a nice, good one. Thicket. I might actually use Thicket. What was I going to use? Got that. Where'd that Thicket go? Okay, You really can't quite see that. I'm actually going to go with my original because this one is more of a green. This one's more of a yellow green. Makes sense when you see it in person. If I get these up a little bit further, you might actually see that. This one is more of the color that I want. Although that one, I may use that for like if I put spots on it. But yeah, I'm going to go with the pine green. I'll grab that thicket just in case. All right, so, and this is why I have so many of you see these numbers I have on the tops of the keys so that I can see them. They're in my, I have spin racks beside me that I have them all marked so that I know which ones are which. So, all right, we are going for 151. Right there. And then let me grab thicket. Thicket is 57. There we go. It's a newer color that I have. All right. Yeah, this used to be, I may have to break this thing down into, big giant freaking necklace. I may have to break this thing down into like pinks to yellows on one strand and then another strand of the blues and purples and blues, greens. And may put the purples in with the reds just so that I have them. And then I have all these browns and all of these different colors. And each one of them is just a different shade of. Because everybody makes a different color. So. You even have some from Joann's that I put on a thing and you haven't put them on my thing. So actually I should look here to see if there's any other greens just to make sure. That's a nice color yellow. Candid coral. I got a lot of pinks when Joann's went out. Lots of good pinks. Not many purples, but a lot of pinks. So, yeah, I applied the numbers to them when they're in my thing, but I need to put them on something. Hang them on something. I have them strung up on fishing wire or fishing line, basically. And it just made it easier for me to be able to move the things around so that I could see, okay, this color goes good with this color and stuff. But it just, now that I have so many, I need to think of a different way to, this thing's going to be hard to open. When I was going to clean up my craft room this weekend, Kat, but I didn't. And it's my problem is that then you've probably heard this before. If you clean up your room, you end up finding other projects that you forgot about, and then oh yeah, I can do that now. This room needs it definitely. I need to. I keep thinking that maybe I should move this downstairs to the home office and move the home office up here. I've been wanting to, we have a sunroom that's like 10 by 25. I've thought about moving everything out there, but that room is it's just a 3 seasons room. It's not a it's it and in the summertime it'd be way too damn hot to go out there and paint. I'd have to put a AC unit or something in the room. I just can't. It has a heater out there but it's a wood heater, wood burner, and that works okay. But the smoke from that and the smell of wood burning will give me an instant headache, so I can't really do that. So, and the windows that are out there aren't they're not insulated or anything, so it would just be a mess for me to go out there and do that. So, alrighty. Here we go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the perfect color green. Try to draw a straight line. But it's like, yes, I have this giant curation of art supplies and things in my room. You expect me to use them all? And I actually got on the Michaels because I thought I needed more of the unicorn spit, especially the sparkling stuff. And I thought that I bought some spares, and I couldn't find them because I thought I put them in with the others. I didn't. So I went on and I had one of those vouchers and I bought more unicorn spit. And then yesterday I found the ones that I did buy. So I've got more coming. And I love the stuff. It's nice to work with. It's very easy to use. It's a nice like when you do here handy. Oh, they're buying a thing. Okay. When you're using a regular wood stain, that's what you get. It's just a wood stain. You get your oaks, you have your the walnuts and mahoganies and stuff like that. Unicorn spit is really nice because it gives you all kinds of other colors that you can use to dye wood or to stain wood with. And it's just been one of the best ones that I've found and used. I have these ones, and they still make these, and these are good. These are also gel stains, but this is oak, and it does really nice. And they had a desert white, they had a green, they had a red, and those ones died on me. The only ones that have stayed good is these oaks and maples and walnuts. So I've been really using unicorn spit because I love the colors. I love the vibrancy of the colors it uses, and it's very I love that you can either paint it on or you could, finger paint it on, and there's so many. You can also, you don't have to use it on wood. You can use it on ceramic. You can use it on metal. You can use it on um, any, almost any surface, paper and so on. But it's just nice to have alternate colors instead of just plain. All right, I'm gonna let that set because the paint is just not coming up really good. So yes, puppy, I see. There's good. Oops. All right, I'm going to paint this guy last because I'm getting hungry. And next week, I will come back and paint that, the lumps on the wart pumpkin. And then I've got the other two pumpkins below here. But this guy is going to get 2 coatings of this green. Again, this green is pine green that I'm using. And for the colors in the inside here, I was going to actually paint the colors, like if you actually had the pumpkin or gourd and you opened it up, what color would be inside of it. Because like that gray green one at the top, I already forgot the name of it. Gerada? I can't remember now. Let's look it up. It actually has like this color of orange inside of it when you open them up. But this color of gourd really wouldn't. It would have, because they can, They're too, they can be a dark green inside, and it won't be. But if I painted the other side of this thing, like if I wanted to do, if I wanted to do a set with a pink and a purple and a silver and a black pumpkin or something like that, if I wanted to do that on the inside, having the color here of the actual pumpkin might not work. So I'm just trying to think whether or not I want to do that. On some of these that are for, like, I will offer this up to my mom and my sister and see which one they want. I'll let them fight over which one of these signs they'll want. Here we go. Michael's does have, they don't have this exact one in stores this Halloween. They have one that is a little similar. It looks like it is more like real, not, I don't want to say realistic pumpkins. Instead of these grooves, instead of the routed grooves into them, they actually have, I think they've been laser. That's what they've been doing a lot on their, for stuff that they have that's for sale. They aren't doing doing this. So the lines and the details of it are they're pumpkins, but they have laser burn marks on them. With the like where to paint kind of thing. And those are okay, but I'd rather have something like this myself. I have there was a butterfly wreath that I got earlier this year that had that laser etched stuff to it, and it's okay, but okay, cool, sweet. He's looking cute. The pigs of the universe that prefer to eat the gray pumpkin. Oh, neat. If you're watching this video and you don't know what I'm talking about, if you actually click on the live chat replay so that you can see the chat going on at the same time, so that you can see what I'm chatting and talking about, or responding to, I should say, in the chat. So we have it. So so I am going to stop there. I've been doing this for almost 3 hours now. I might play around. Let's get back here to the gray one. I'm really lucky, man. I'll give this guy another coat of the green. I won't do this because I like how the chamomile color came up through the backside of it. So I'm going to leave it that. I like how it's a little mottled. But the green, not so much. I want it to be more of a thin. And what I might do with come back in with that chamomile color and put dots down along the sides where the groove is, so that it looks like those. Here is, he needs some work. I got to play around with him a little bit more. have to think about it. But this, actually, that's dry. Okay. So next week I'm going to paint this. And then there are 2 more pumpkins down on the bottom end of this that one of them I'm going to paint as an actual orange, regular, nice, deep orange pumpkin. And then the bottom one, I'm going to probably do it as that, the light colored one with the orange, or sorry, the yellowish orange in the center and going down through it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for chatting with me. Definitely recommend, if you have never read it, the Interview with Vampire and Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned. Those books are awesome. I don't have the time to read them. I probably should, but they're very, very good. So thank you very much for watching. And yes. Thanks. Have a good week for everyone.